Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and we're continuing on our trip around Asian countries. We're finally leaving Thailand and actually making our trip international, so hope you're gonna enjoy this vlog. I actively encourage you to comment and just leave out the comments whatever you want to know, but let's start. We are in Singapore. Went for passport control, we peed, and now we're just like have the most enjoyable things to do for like 3 days here. After we checked in into our hotel, we went for a walk. You really can see, like, we took pictures, we did some lunch, and just like we're walking around the Singapore and all the sightseeing we wanted to do. Actually, there's so much to see, and like we just kept walking around the same area till the late night until we just like practically got tired. There's so much to see. It definitely reminded me a lot of like American architecture and the vibes generally, but infused in Asian culture in a way. But yeah, we've seen many places we wanted to check. I personally wanted to check, but obviously we didn't have enough time. It was just a really good place to come back to, definitely. Yeah, look at these dogs. I don't know what happened there, but we just kept seeing only white dogs. Like, you literally can see there are only white dogs. And it was just like crazy because it kept going on and on. But like, we were on our way to these trees, and I really recommend coming there like for a full day. As you probably could have noticed, we haven't eaten for a few hours, so we decided to grab a snack. It was really good, it was really yummy, and that was actually the time. There were so many people coming to watch the show, like on the stairs, on the areas around. We're just freaking out at how beautiful the skin trees are. They're insane. Insane. And there's a huge boat there. Just like hanging out. But it's so cool. After the show, we walked our way to home, grabbed some dinner on the way, and actually needed to relax because the next day we had a plan and we really wanted to check the Chinatown through all of the streets and visit all the recommended places. We ended up checking a lot of architecture and just the places and the streets rather than food. Yeah, we walked all the way from Chinatown to the Bay Area, and we ended up at some market.
Не плачь, все запасит, память закончится. Да, у меня нет, память-то не закончится, у меня 1% зарядки. Так что мы вернемся.
We grabbed some dinner there, ate it, and came back to hotel to rest because the next day we had a big day at Universal. It was probably one of the happiest days for both of us. We rode almost all the rides that we could, and we had quick pass and visited all the themes there.
We're waiting on the favorite Jurassic Park journey. Yay! We're like ready.
And this theme was my favorite. I was waiting for years to be there, so let me just show to you the real emotions.
Не, надежды. Хотя...
That is a big goose. And she...
And this was the last theme that we visited. I wish my dad was with me there because like it's his favorite cartoon. We just walked around there. We finally had some lunch. And it was not bad, not bad. It was looking good, but not bad at all. And we rode like 2 rides before the weather got worse. So we decided that like it's time for us to leave. But it was really cute. I think it's mostly for the kids, but just, you know, for the vibes of the cartoon, I really enjoyed it. Can you imagine? That was my first Ben & Jerry shop I've actually seen. We had some snack and then a dinner before our night, and the next day was the time for us to fly to the next destination. It was the first time we used that system of self-check-in and drop-off.
Everything printed for us, and now we're gonna go do drop-off.
It was Monday, so we had the privilege of working at the lounge with my friend, and then we arrived to Ho Chi Minh City, which is the capital of Vietnam. And right after we checked in, we went for a walk. Obviously, we have to figure out what it's like there.
So we're walking around. Actually, Ho Chi Minh looks different from the Thailand, but so weird. But the vibes.
My friend is a big fan of 7-Eleven, so we ended up there getting our dinner before we call it a night. The next day, I decided that I do have work, but I want to go outside and explore a little bit. So while I was on my way to the cafe, I was just looking around, walking. It was really hot, like even hotter than in Thailand in my opinion. And then once I reached the cafe, I already knew what I'm gonna get, and it was Vietnamese coffee. I really wanted to try so long. It looks amazing, and you know what? Besides being amazing, it tastes amazing. After work, I grabbed some dinner. I ordered it online, but it actually sucked. I would not do it again. The next day, we went to explore the city before starting our work. I obviously tried Vietnamese baguette, then we had some lunch, worked a bit, and then we got a dinner and called it a night. The next day I had breakfast while I was working, and then we went to do some shopping for me and explore a little bit of city, of course. You can tell we haven't been in the center, so we explored that on our way.
We're currently going to one of the shops that I wanted to visit here, but it's like a little bit busy. Yeah. We need to cross the road, so pray for us.
I think you know one of the most popular stereotypes about Vietnam and traffic. Actually, do call it stereotype because it wasn't as bad. Yeah, it was chaotic, and yes, they do not stop for you, but they are not trying to kill you.
That is so cute. There was a lady biking. She was so cute. It's so cute, guys. So cute.
Yeah, you shouldn't be worried about it. But of course, we were stressing out at first. Remember that dress from, I think, the last vlog in Thailand? Well, that was from this shop, and actually this shop is based in Vietnam, so I ended up trying all of the pieces that I liked or just wanted to try because they looked hot or cute. I like how they build and structure clothes, and like look at this dress. Like this dress is insane. Like even if the person doesn't have a waist and big thighs, it's gonna look fire. On me, it's just, let's say, make it even more obvious. But I haven't bought that dress at the end. I bought the one that you've seen before. I liked it the most. but they did have really cool pieces, very unusual. I haven't seen it anywhere. Like the West culture don't produce those. So Vietnam is really a go-to country if you like this cute punk outfits, unusual piece. Like that one is fire. After doing shopping, we went to the cafe to have lunch and work, and we worked right till the evening, till it was time to have dinner. So we went to this restaurant for some empanadas until the next day.
Style. He's like a, you know, grandpa that like kicking his like grandchildren, you know, like. Он такой, можешь подержать? Он такой типа,
I conclude that Vietnam has the best coffee, the best food, and the best fashion pieces I've ever seen or put on in my life. Like, look at that. Oh my god, I'm still dreaming about this set, but I really couldn't buy. Also, it was like genius. I really like the corset. It really looked good with that skirt, but I ended up not buying because it would just not be logical. We still had one more country to go. So we went for a walk, and then we went to a beautiful cafe I had saved. I've seen quite a few reels, and it just looked like out of this world. It does really look like Alice in Wonderland, and I just fit there so good. Like, I enjoyed my time there. It was amazing, beautiful. Like, you will not find a cafe like this anywhere at all. The thing is that it was expensive and definitely didn't worth the price. Like, the tea was okay, but the desserts were really plain. We got some vegan dinner and went for a walk. It was amazing ending for the night. I think we explored the most out of Ho Chi Minh. And yeah, it was time for us to get some snack. It was the smoothie. Actually two, because that place was so good. The next day we had to again fly, but not to another country, just to another city, which is Da Nang. And from there we traveled by car to Hoi An. That was one of the next big points I really wanted to check. Hoi An is basically the city of tailors, so you can come here, show the reference, and the tourists will try to make the same piece that you're asking for, but for a way less price. And I did that. You will see later on what did I do. But for now, we just checked into a hotel and looked amazing. During the day, it was luxurious.
Wow.
So nice. And we'll have free bikes too. So nice.
Повторяю. Надо нарезку довго.
Even though it was dark, it actually wasn't that late, so we decided that we want to have dinner, and it was a vegan restaurant. We ended up coming back there at least 3 more times. After dinner, we went to walk around, and it was like filled with these lanterns. It was amazing. It was better than Venezia, actually, I think. So vibey and so romantic. I think that city should be considered romantic. It was peaceful, beautiful scenery of nature. So we ended up going back home by foot and then working till the next day. We had a free breakfast in our hotel, so I could not resist that, even though I don't eat in the mornings. I did it a lot later during the day. Came back to the same cafe the next day, but for brunch. Our hotel had a free bike, so we used them all the next days to come from our hotel to the center. I think it was like 15 minutes ride by bikes, and then go back. We went back to work, and in the evening we biked again to the city center, and that was apparently Welcome to the next day. I haven't told you, but since first full day in Hoi An, we've been biking to the center and I was looking for several tailors because I did want to make different pieces. I wanted to make a swimming suit and like a sleeping dress, and so I was looking for options. And at some point I laid my eyes on a few tailors and we just went on and on discussing the materials, the structure of the piece. After doing some fittings, we went with my friend to have a dinner at a new place this time, and I think it was also a vegan place. There were many people, many foreigners too. I would say it was more local than the previous one. The previous one was Kurumi, if you want to check that out. And this one, it had a really nice atmosphere, but I think I ended up not liking it as much. But the food was good. It was fresh. I think all of Vietnamese food is fresh and it's vegan. I was happy that I had quite many options there. And by options, I mean the variety of places, vegan places in particular, and the variety of food they had. There, I've tried several dishes for the first time, and it was quite good, like really good. It was hard to find something like that in Egypt or European countries. The next day was our regular breakfast. We went again for some fittings, and it was just a grinding working day.
У нас там где-то Рами бегает. Он, короче, добывает там зелень, мяту, чтобы потом приготовить. Да, специи, чтобы потом приготовить нам вот такой завтрак вкусный, да. Да, так что мы ждем нашего друга, да. Я потом Оксану познакомлю, потому что она еще не знакома, я с ним уже скрешилась за этим. Да, короче, завтра нас ждет классный завтрак. Будем ждать. От него? Да, от него, да. Да, поэтому мы будем держать вам в курсе, да.
Будет вкусно.
Мы уверены. Да, мультики видели. Теперь он нам продемонстрирует, как бы. Да. Оставайся с нами, да, завтра. Блять, аж грустно.
These days in Hoi An were left out of the camera. It was mostly for the work, for biking and going to tailors. This day I actually went there alone because my friend had a lot of work and I just needed to wrap this up because it was our last night in Hoi An. So I biked around the city. I looked and I wanted to indulge all of that atmosphere during the night. And then I biked home, listened to music, karaoke. I definitely will remember till my death these days when I just biked with the music on, feel myself, lip syncing. I felt a lot of freedom during these days and peace. I preserved it in these moments. It was a blissful Saturday morning. We woke up early and we biked to the center to do the last fitting, just a quick checkup. I picked up my slip dress and this fire mini dress. I've seen it in Mirror Palais, I believe that's how it's called, and I was dying to get that dress. So I was dedicated to sew that one, even though it wouldn't be the same. Anyways, after we picked up my pieces, we biked back to our hotel to grab a taxi, and then we went straight from Hoi An to our hotel in Da Nang. The road took us approximately 1 hour, and I like how the climate changed just in that 1 hour. I like the fogginess, and you will see even more of that in the next part. Definitely the Vietnam is the most unexpected country for me in terms of nature, in terms of culture, food. And yeah, we decided that we deserved a real getaway on the weekend, so we booked a hotel. There was also a reason for that, but let's just get to that later on. And it was just the time to chill and enjoy the day.
Мы не сняли, но она пыталась выгулить свое новое платье. Да, надо этот. Вот. И выгулить, в общем, свое платье новое. Да, потому что там очень сильный ветер. И он, да, он просто поднимается и...
After a change, we went to walk along the Da Nang beach to find some good food. It got dark, so we went back on our way to hotel, and there was something happening again on the beach. I haven't took any picture, but every day there's something happening in Vietnam. That's an interesting part. But yeah, the next day we woke up to that really weird thing happening on the beach. We haven't found out why it's happening. But yeah, after that everyone started doing their own things. I obviously was doing my morning routine with such view. It was memorable. I love seeing that. I loved being in that moment. And after we finished, there was a little bit of sunshine and we went for breakfast. Raise hands who love a good buffet at a hotel. I think that will be all of my 63 subscribers. I love it.
Не бывает завтрак вкуснее в отеле, чем в этом.
That was my personal goal, to get as much food as possible on that day. It just reminded me of my traveling days with my mom. But after we got our bellies full, we went to rest and we got coffee, ordered. Why not? And then the next day, that was my goal that we came up for this hotel. It was a floating breakfast and it looked amazing, right? Like, beautiful view. Obviously I expected it to be sunny with blue skies and all, but it's just moody. Like, I really liked how our pictures turned out, and it was freaking cold. Like, I will not tell you, I struggled so much for this picture, so please give a like to this video and to this post on Instagram if you can. That was just the vibes, but suffering vibes. But it was worth it though, because buffet breakfast was expecting us and we had some food from floating breakfast. But yeah, it was time for us to check out and go to the next hotel, which turned out to be way worse than we've seen. Yeah, that was quite stressful day. We had to find a new hotel while also doing the work, and we had lots of work to do. And at the end we found a really good option for the last days in Da Nang. And that's for the next part. Stay tuned.